Today we're going to pull back the curtain on a dangerous story. It's the reckless rider narrative, and it's a story that starts the second a motorcycle crash gets reported, and it's used against people who were just out for a ride, doing absolutely nothing wrong.
But let's start with this simple truth. You were on the road, same as anyone else. Another driver made a mistake, and you are the one who paid the price. That's where this story really begins, with your dignity and your absolute right to be there.
All right, so let's get into the hard facts here. Because while you were just another vehicle on the road, the physics of what happens to a rider in a crash, well, that's a completely different world.
Just think about it. In a car, you're basically wrapped in a steel cage. You've got airbags, crumple zones designed to absorb impact. On a motorcycle, there's none of that. No steel frame, no airbag, no crumple zone. You are the crumple zone.
And because of that physical vulnerability, even a low-speed hit can be catastrophic. We're talking brain trauma, spinal damage, injuries that can take years to recover from, if ever. So here's the key. The severity is different, and unfortunately, so is the way your case gets treated from that moment on. And that brings us to the invisible wall you hit long after the crash itself: bias. It's a narrative that kicks in instantly, and it's built on a foundation of completely unfair assumptions.
If you ride, you know these words. The moment a motorcycle is involved, this is the story that starts to form in people's minds. That the rider had to be reckless. They must have been speeding. That somehow they were asking for it. It's a prejudice that's as immediate as it is wrong.
So you have to ask, right, is this just some unfortunate stereotype, or is it something that's actively used against you? Well, the answer is, this bias isn't just a bad attitude, it's a weapon.
So how does that happen? Well, that bias becomes a core part of the insurance company's playbook. This isn't an accident. It's a deliberate strategy, and it's designed for one reason: to pay you as little as possible.
Let me break down how it works. Step 1. The reckless rider is immediately the default story. Step 2. That assumption starts to color how the official accident reports get written. Step 3. It frames how witnesses are questioned, nudging them to confirm that preconceived story. And the final step? Your claim gets minimized or even denied, all based on a narrative that was locked in from the very beginning.
And make no mistake, this isn't just some legal game they're playing. This calculated playbook has a devastating, real-world human cost.
For the rider, these injuries can change everything, forever. We're talking months of grueling rehab, permanent disability, maybe losing the ability to work and provide for your family.
And for the families who were left behind after a wrongful death, look, nothing can replace what was taken from you. But accountability still matters. Financial security for the future, that absolutely still matters.
So, if that's the bias playbook they're running, what's the solution? How do you possibly fight back and dismantle a narrative that's been set against you from day one? And this is where it gets really critical. Most attorneys, they might just accept that official police report as the final word. But winning a motorcycle case, that requires something completely different. It requires someone who rebuilds the entire crash from the ground up, who sees the bias in that record and knows how to challenge it. It's not about taking a quick, easy settlement. It's about showing a jury the full picture of your life and exactly what you've lost.
So let's be crystal clear. Winning these cases demands deep preparation and real trial experience. You have to have an attorney who knows the insurer's playbook inside and out. And maybe most importantly, an attorney who is not afraid of the fight.
When you boil it all down, it comes to this. You have to find the right advocate. You need someone who can cut straight through all that noise, all that bias, and make sure that your story, the true story, is the one that's heard loud and clear. That's exactly what Mike Yonke has been doing for decades. He has built his entire career on fighting for the people that this system just tries to write off. He stands up against these exact tactics day in and day out. He knows how to take that bias apart, piece by piece, right in front of a jury. He knows what your case is actually worth, not just what some spreadsheet says. And he will not let their assumptions decide your future.
And that brings us all the way back to where we started, back to the fundamental truth of the matter. You were not reckless, you were not at fault.
And because of that, you deserve someone who will stand right there with you and make absolutely sure a jury hears exactly what happened and truly understands everything that was taken from you.
Yonke Law is here.